to the Teeny Tinkers channel. I make ball jointed doll and craft related content. Today we're on an adventure. So where are we going? We're going to be going to Toronto, which is the capital city of Ontario, not Canada, but the capital city of Ontario, where there is a convention called Anime North. And a certain subset of Anime North is Dolls North. I had originally planned on getting a booth. This was back in like January. But then I didn't really hear anything about it for a while. And by the time I decided I was just going to scope it out this year, since I've never even been to any kind of convention. And I thought for my first one, I should probably go as a guest and mingle and see what it's about. Also see if it's worth setting up and paying for a table next year. But not having a table doesn't mean I can't have some dolly fun of my own. So not only am I here to take you through the experience of going to Dolls North / Anime North, I'll probably show a little bit of both probably, but I'm also going to bring Clover and Poppy along with me for the ride. I don't want to have to carry a doll in my arms the whole time, so I got this. This is just a super cute clear backpack I got on Amazon. Honestly, it's pretty cheap. I'm a little worried it might break, but it has really cute rainbow straps. If I could have got this in a pastel, I would have gotten it in a pastel. But as for the size, it seemed good. I can sit one, maybe two. I'm gonna have to try dolls in here, crisscross applesauce. And the straps are adjustable, so I'll just be able to carry them around on my back like this, so that everybody can see them and so that I can see everything else and not have to worry about them being on my back all the time. I want to add some stickers and business cards into the bag. I don't anticipate like running into a lot of people who would know me or who I would know. I have a feeling this convention is going to be really small, but we'll find out. I could be completely wrong. I don't know that I'm going to run into anybody I would know or that would know me. I have a feeling the dolls portion of this convention is underratedly small, but again, I could be completely wrong. So only time will tell. But what I do need to do now is get Clover and Poppy and their bag ready. So let's go. Enter my sadly destroyed box with all of my packing materials and stickers. So I do have a small bin of stickers that I'm going to bring. And I also want to quickly design and print a label for the front of the bag. I have these Clover and Poppy stickers that I had for the Celestial Squad, like when I sent out the pre-orders. But I have a bunch of them, so I'm gonna bring them with me. I've also got some Luna and Soleil stickers left over, so I'm gonna bring those too. I think that should be enough. I think I'm going to put a piece of cardboard or something with some fabric on it into the bottom of this to help hold it open so that it doesn't like push up around the doll. I used cardboard for the base, which gave the fabric something to stick to, stopped it from rolling up, and also held the bag open. This worked really well actually, and the bag did not collapse in on itself, and nobody was hurt the whole time because we had this nice little protector on the bottom. I gave the front pocket a quick measure so that I could make the banner. I'm really happy with how it came out. Can we take a minute to just appreciate these outfits I made? I am so in love with them. They're actually made as part of next week's video, so if you like them, be sure to check that out. I got Poppy and Clover together, grabbed some outfits, way more than I actually needed to be fair, and got them ready in the bag. And honestly, I think they look great in there. They look comfy. I will admit they were a tad squished. Okay, a lot squished. Okay, I think we're done here. Let's go. After one very long drive, one pit stop at the hotel to get changed and freshened up, we headed right over to the convention center. We were seeing people walk to the convention center in full cosplay from 20-minute drive away. And it was hot, guys. Poppy and Clover looked really cute in the bag, and it was honestly pretty comfortable to wear it around the convention center. It was so chaotic. We could not figure out where the beginning of the line was, where the end of the line was, which line to go in, and the lines were so insanely long, painfully long. Eventually, though, we did get in about 45 minutes later, and we were able to do a quick walk around the vendors hall as well as artist alley. There's a lot more stuff like figurines and plushies and official merch, figurines, all that good stuff. There was also this table with a ton of action figures, but they also had Living Dead dolls and a ton of A-Zone dolls, and I was so tempted by the A-Zone dolls, but I was really trying to behave this time. There was this giant table set up in the middle of vendors hall that was just covered in little houses and dioramas. Most of them were that Real Life brand, although there were some Lego ones which were at the beginning. But these were so stinking cute, and I definitely want to make one of these because, oh my god, they're so cute. I also have to say, I have never seen so many freaking Funko Pops in my life. There were entire like alleys and like little shops within the whole convention center that were just walls made out of these Funko Pops, and I gotta be real, there were some cool ones. Funkos aren't my thing, but gosh, if you were a Funko collector, you could spend a lot of money here. A quick pop over the artist alley, and there were these life-size Pokemon statues. I would have thought Lapras was bigger, but that's okay. I'm not gonna be mad about it, except for in my heart. Okay. There was also the Dolls North glass displays for the costume contest, although only about a third maybe of the entries had arrived at this point. I have more footage later on showing all of the dolls. There was also this miniature Japanese restaurant set up, and I've seen people who took pictures here, and I didn't know we were allowed to touch it. I am so sad I didn't get a picture of Clover and Poppy in there. I just wanted to bring it home so bad. And then I came across Quartz Star. Guys, she is so cute. She looks just like her dolls. Oh my gosh, even my kids were saying she was cute as a button. But we introduced ourselves, took a selfie, and honestly, it was really, really nice meeting another doll artist in person. There was this super cute setup where you could buy an OB11 body and put clothes on it. The only thing was you needed the Nendoroid head to complete the doll, but they didn't actually sell the Nendoroid heads because it was Artist Alley. But I think if they would have had a head, it would have been 10 times better. The majority of the items in Artist Alley were pins, stickers, buttons, art prints, t-shirts, and charms. However, another thing that there was a lot of was handmade jewelry, and there was a lot of really cute stuff. I don't have any piercings anymore, but these earrings kind of make me want to get mine redone. 2 hours in, I was honestly exhausted, so we headed out for the night. I didn't even notice that Poppy had completely flopped over in my bag. I think she was feeling overstimulated too. We were all hungry and needed to eat. Now I know we haven't seen any Dolls North stuff in this video yet, and that's because I could not find it, and it turns out it was not even in this building. It was in a completely different hotel across the highway. I walked around for 2 hours looking for this room, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Like I said, it was my first con. I had no idea what was going on. Hello, a rhyme. And so I did miss Friday's festivities. Here I'm undressing Poppy and Clover from the outfits they wore Friday, but funnily enough, I didn't actually get to finish dressing them up, and I got dressed with them the next day. So part of this is from Friday night, and part of it's from Saturday before the con. And we were all wearing strawberry-themed outfits, even me. Clover had this strawberry bralette and some strawberry shoes. Poppy had a strawberry dress, and I also had the strawberry shirt. But before we go to Saturday, let's take a look at the doll of the week. This week's doll comes from Katie Pup over on Instagram, who shared some super cute photos of her Teeny Tinkers Echo. It looks like Echo was having to do some babysitting, so I'm glad you put her to work. I also really like the warm lighting in these photos. I think it's super duper cute. These photos are really cute. Thank you so much again, Katie, for sharing. Don't forget, if you would like to be featured in Doll of the Week, don't forget to post photos of your Teeny Tinker sculpts using hashtag Teeny Tinkers Dolls or hashtag Teeny Tinkers. Alright, back to the video. Saturday started with so much pizzazz in my step. We decided to focus more on Artist Alley this day because honestly there's so much to see in there, and I had seen maybe 5% of it the day before. So we took a look around and they had a lot of cute stuff. We checked out some figurines, many of which I believe were something called Gundams. But there were also a bunch of 90s cartoon figurines, which I thought was super cool. There was also a lot of hobby supplies in this glass case, which I thought was super interesting. There was also a lot more entry dolls for the Dolls North costume contest. I really thought about entering this costume contest, but the theme was Dark Carnival, and you can see here how well these people have executed it, and I simply did not give myself enough time to figure out how to do this in my style, but honestly, these were incredible. And then I popped back over to Quartzstar's booth where I may or may not have made the purchase. There was so much nice stuff. Can you blame me? If you're interested in seeing the stuff I picked up at Anime North / Dolls North, you're going to want to head over to my second channel, Teenier Tinkers, where the video of the haul and my con thoughts is already posted. Definitely go check it out if you like this kind of content. After a quick refreshment stop, we headed over to the room where the Dolls North Marketplace was going on. The first booth right when I walked in was Peachy Daydreams, and her table was super nice and she had so much stuff to look at, and I wish I had looked longer, but at least I have this footage to look back on. While I was talking with Peachy Daydreams, Nerdy Doll Girl came over because she also had the table, and we just started chit-chatting, and honestly they are both such lovely people. Before this, I've never really met dolly people in the wild, and there's not really dolly people near where I live, so this whole experience was kind of awkward, but in a really good way, and I just want to do it again. Walking around, it seems like half the tables that were in this room were from artists or independent sewers who were making clothes and selling them, and the other half was kind of garage sale swap. But that meant it was really interesting to go to every table, and it really felt like a treasure hunt. I definitely picked up some more things in this room if you're curious. Sad for me, but happy for my wallet, not too much in this room was in the pastel type aesthetic I really like and tend to collect clothing and props in, but I really admire the workmanship on a lot of these items. I hope that one day my sewing can be this good. After looking through Logan Doll's table quickly and saying hi, I continued around the room, and this side of the room had a lot more kind of garage sale type stuff. There were some non-BJD dolls as well, there were some Na-Na-Nas and some Monster Highs, but even through all this, there were clothing and accessories meant for other kinds of dolls, which would definitely work for BJDs as well. One thing though is that if you are a newbie to the hobby and you just maybe got your first doll and you don't have any clothes or accessories, this would be such a great way to pick up a full wardrobe, or at least a starter wardrobe, and wigs and shoes for really great prices. Some of this stuff was really cheap and a lot of the prices were negotiable. That's one thing I really liked about this market. While the only doll artists at this market were Peachy Daydreams as well as Logan Dolls, a lot of the tables did have dolls for sale as well. Everything from small artist dolls to older style Let's or Soon dolls. There were so many wigs here as well. Most of the tables did have doll wigs on them, and most of them were really nicely packaged in baggies and really safe and secure for you to bring home. This table had all kinds of BJD maintenance and care products, including these nifty restringing tools. But there was so much on this table, and I didn't even get to look through half of it. I'm sure this would be super helpful to people trying to care for and maintain their ball-jointed dolls. This table had fabric for sale, but also some cute miniatures. Although all the miniatures I really liked turned out to be decoration for the table and non-purchasable, but they were really cute and it was nice to look through the table anyways. Honestly, I am such a sucker for miniature things, especially miniatures of things I have in my own home. That is my favorite thing ever. This room did have a few empty tables though, and I would love to see them filled. This is a shout out to all BJD artists or BJD seamstresses or BJD prop makers, any of those things, to make your way to Dolls North next year. I'm going to try and get a table and be there too, and it would be amazing to have more people there and really get this market bumping. And this is where I finally made it over to Civilized Evil's table. Civilized Evil is a super cool person, and they make super cool stuff. Civilized Evil offers a wide range of clothing styles, everything from casual to dressy to skater type clothes, all in one shop. She also makes really cool props and wooden furniture too. I actually have purchased a Civilized Evil bed and desk before and put them together on this channel. I still use these pieces to this day, but I have modified them to fit my diorama aesthetic a little better. But we also chatted and then also took a selfie because I'm a millennial and I have to ask for a selfie, I guess. It's in my blood, I guess, at this point. So I did set Poppy and Clover down in her really cool little change room diorama while I dug through the bins and picked out a few items. Of course, if you want to see what I got, you know where to go by now. But it was so nice to meet her in real life, and it was definitely one of the highlights of the trip for me. I think I spent about an hour in this room, and it was a small room, so I can only imagine what going to a big doll convention would look like for me. But this had been 4 hours, I was super overstimulated, I was tired, so we did head back to the hotel for the night. I know that there was some Dolls North programming that evening, but it was late at night. I think it was at like 10 p.m. that night, and I just didn't have it in me to stay out that late. Clover and Poppy were packed up into their carry bag for the last time of the trip, and on Sunday morning we headed back to Anime North for the final time of the weekend. Our first stop was the games area. In the games section, they had all these really cool claw machines set up, and they were really fun to look at. The machines cost a couple dollars a go, and they were the annoying kind that picks up the toy but then drops it before it even starts moving. Super annoying and definitely rigged. I think most of these things are rigged though, to be fair. This area was partly for like card games and video games, but also board games, just all the games. And there was a lot of stuff in here that I actually was surprised that I was interested to look at. There were a lot of 90s and early 2000s nostalgia items, as well as some collectibles that we were not able to find anywhere else. So if you're looking for kind of hard to find things or rarer things, this is a really good place to look. Artist Alley is located between the game area and the vendors hall, so I took some more shots while we were walking through because I think that there were some vendors that were set up for Sunday only because I did see some new stuff and I saw that some of the vendors had put out more stuff at their stalls, which makes sense. If they sell out of one thing, they might bring another item to backfill. Which is what I was saying, I feel like you could never see everything. Well, actually, I guess if you don't get overstimulated and stressed out in big crowds, actually, you probably could see everything. Not being able to stay at the convention for longer than 4 hours definitely impacted my ability to see what was available. If you know anything about me, you know that I love handmade items, so there was a lot of stuff like that, including this amazing Haku plush that I really wanted. But I have nowhere to put it where it won't get ruined or it's not taking up space that I need for my dolls, so I did not get it. One last walk by the doll display where the last of the voting was going on. I went ahead and cast a vote, and then we walked over to Vendors Hall to get some last-minute shopping done. There were some really amazing art pieces in the Vendors Hall. I especially liked these ones here. And again, a lot of what was in here is figurines, minifigures, Nendoroids, and so many plushies. Although there were quite a few clothing shops and accessory stores as well. There was also a wild amount of manga. It makes sense, it's an anime convention, but there were just tables and tables and tables of the stuff, as well as other tables that were still full of more of it. The manga section also had a curtained area that you had to be 18 to go in, if you get my drift. Another thing there was a ton of was swords. An insane amount of swords. So many swords. Walls of swords. We also checked out this huge stall that was just full of different figurines, and as well as Nendoroids. I briefly thought about buying a couple of the Nendoroids, and then I realized I really don't need anything else to collect. I'm not trying to collect collections, if you get what I mean. But then it was time to go. We stopped for a quick bite at Aviva in Vaughan, which has amazing vegan options if you're in the area, and then started the long drive home. Overall, the whole weekend was really, really fun, and I got to see so much stuff that I've never seen before, as well as admire everybody's cosplays. But most amazingly of all was getting to meet people in the community. I've never had that experience before, and it was amazing. But that's the end of this vlog. Let me know what you thought about this vlog in the comments. And if you're already subscribed, thanks so much for subscribing. And if you're new here, I hope you like the content and this video and consider subscribing. Also, if you liked the video, I big encourage you to go ahead and just click that like button so that the YouTube algorithm can like me. And as always, I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye!